Life-changing API and no-code tools. Today we are going to cover a few tools that I'm using / discovered lately that have completely streamlined a lot of my processes and make life so much easier. One of them is an awesome alternative to a very expensive paid tool. I will share that towards the end of the video. And yeah, let's just dive into this. The first tool that I wanted to share with you is called RAPIDAPI, and probably some of you already know it. It's basically a directory of many APIs that you can connect to, and this can streamline any of your processes, obviously, because they have many endpoints. It's very easy and convenient to connect to these endpoints, and it just allows you to do so many more actions. So let me show you a few examples. So let's assume that I want to automate something related to B2B prospecting. So I can look up LinkedIn, and over here, it's basically a marketplace of APIs. People build different public APIs, and you can connect and pay for using the APIs that were built by people. So for example, we have the LinkedIn profiles API. So scraping data from LinkedIn is hard. This simple API tries to solve this problem and extracts API profile, LinkedIn profiles and company data. Let's open this up. Let's look for another example, LinkedIn Job Scraper, which I already opened over here. So let's just open this up. Basically, what we have here is we have some information about the API connection. So it's a LinkedIn Job Scraper. You can use this for, let's say you're looking for jobs, or you're looking to land more gigs as an agency owner, or if you're doing biz dev or sales, and you want to target only people who are currently have high intent of purchasing. So you can go and look for people who just posted a job post. So for example, let's assume that I'm selling, not assume, but let's say for me that I'm selling automation services. So what I can do is I prefer targeting people who are already looking for automated outreach or automation services. So what I can do, I can just use this scraper, and I can input the job post information. So if people look for automation expert and the location, let's say in New York, and it's going to scrape all the job posts that people posted looking for automation experts. So let's see the description of the API endpoint. So discover your dream job with ease, looking for the perfect job, want to land you can see it was generated with GPT, like the massive amount of emojis. Basically, you provide the input filters, so the title of the job post, the location of the job post, for example, Berlin. Let's say you're looking for a software engineering job in Berlin, and you add how many results you want the API to return. You can also ask for a specific job type, so on-site, hybrid, or remote. Contract type, you can add full-time, part-time, internship, whatever, all the alternatives that you have in LinkedIn. You can also add the entry level. So if you're only seeking like executive level, entry level, whatever, you can add company names, but this isn't crucial. As you can see, it's not required. And you can also add published ads. So for example, when I'm seeking gigs, or I'm automating stuff for my clients, I'm only targeting people who posted the job post lately, because if someone is looking, let's say I'm helping a creative agency and they want to reach more leads of people who are looking for a creative director or a video editor. So there's no point in me scraping job posts from the past year or so, because these leads are probably irrelevant already, because they probably found a solution. So we can look for people who publish the job post only in the last 7 days or in the last 24 hours, etc. And this is the output example. So you can see over here the company URL, the location, when was the job post posted, how many applicants already have applied, and the description of the job post, the contract type, experience level required, etc. So this was like the about information about the scraper, and here you can just take this code and add it to your Python. You see they have many different languages, so you can use PowerShell, Python, whatever. And you can obviously also test this API just to make sure that it gives you what you need. So let's say we come here, title, creative director in New York. We will test the endpoint, and we're expecting to see the results over here. In the meantime, while this is doing the work, so let me show you a different alternative. So for example, let's say that you're solving problems for e-com stores and you would like to target e-com stores. So you can come to this API, which provides information about Shopify stores. What you can do, you can add a search string. So for example, let's say you want to sell, or you're seeking only skincare companies. And this is already an API call that I tested. So basically I'm looking for skincare stores, and this is a list of all the stores that were scraped using this API. And what you're getting the URL, the store title, the store name, the store description, phone numbers, if they have any, social media, if they have links to Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, or whatever, you're going to get the social media links. And yeah, you get a bunch of these. So let's say Greater Good, this is the store name. We have the phone number, so we can obviously call them. We have social media links, which are empty. But you get the gist of it. Let's see if it already returned. Yes, so we can see the results are director, social media, job URL, company name, company URL, location. When was this posted? It was posted 2 days ago. Over 200 applicants, the job title description, etc. So you get a ton of information, and what you can do afterwards is automating. You can use agents or RPA or a VA just to automate the reach out to the CMO or the CEO or the hiring manager. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to show you like RAPIDAPI, which has a wealth of so many different APIs. And you can look for different use cases. So for example, let's say Telegram. Let's say you want to automate something with Telegram. So as you can see here, they also provide the review score. So always look for review scores of above 8. Otherwise, it might fail and it's just a waste of time. And you can also see the uptime, etc. You can see popularity, service level, health check, and latency. And there is pricing for each one of these. There's obviously pricing. This isn't free, but most of the API endpoints are somewhat like have a freemium model, so you can use them to a certain extent. So let's say in this case, you can have 50 requests per month, and if you want to use more, you just need to pay more. So this is the first alternative, RAPIDAPI, which I just found out about a few days ago, and this really reminds me of Apify, which is a tool that I've been using for years now, and I actually believe it is more powerful than RAPIDAPI, but again, I didn't mess around with RAPIDAPI enough in order to give like an educated assessment of how good is RAPIDAPI, but I was just so excited about finding this out, so I wanted to record this short video and show it to you. Now, let's cover Apify, which is very powerful. Basically, Apify is a marketplace for APIs, actors, they call them actors. It's basically web scrapers. And what you have here, you have different types of web scrapers in different categories. You can obviously search for specific ones. I always like coming to the store backend and seeing what's trending and what are people using. So you can see here, a lot of people are using the web scraper. A lot of people are using Google Maps scraper, Instagram hashtag scraper, etc. And you can see here who built the scraper and how many people are using it. So let me show you an example of the Instagram hashtag scraper. It's very convenient. It's very fast. And this is what I love about it. Basically, you have like an overview of the actor, of the scraper. So scrape Instagram hashtags data. Just add one or more hashtags and extract posts, images, URLs, comments, like, users, location, timestamps, and more. You can export the scrape data or run this via API, obviously. So let's say I want to look for posts or profiles, posts of people that use the hashtag Facebook Ads Agency. And I can add more hashtags over here. Then it just walks me through step by step what I need to do. I can define the number of posts that I want to scrape. And then I can just save and start. And this will start running. You'll see in a moment it will start scraping all the posts. And then I will be able to export the output as a CSV or a JSON or an Excel file. Let me show you an example in the meanwhile. So this is an Indeed scraper, which brings us back to the job search. Basically what the Indeed scraper does, it scrapes jobs posted on Indeed. You get detailed information from the job portal about saved and sponsored jobs. Basically, you specify the search based on location with output attributes, position, location, and description. Now let's see the results. So I did already one run. And this is the table. You can see, let's preview it in a new tab. So you can see over here, we have the position name, the expected salary, the job type, the contact type, the company, the location, the rating of the company on Indeed, and the URL for the job post. We also have information about the company. And that's pretty much it, and the company URL. So this is one example, and obviously, as I mentioned, I can just export this very easily as a CSV, as an Excel. You can filter different fields if you only want to specific fields or if you want to omit specific fields. Let's see what we have here, the Instagram hashtag scraper. So we have the text, we have the post URL, we have the number of comments, we have the amount of other hashtags on the post, the number of likes, when was that posted, the author of the post, etc. And this is very powerful because it allows you to do so much stuff that you can also do it on your end, you know, using the instant data scraper, for example. But the problem is sometimes instant data scraper doesn't work and you need to build your custom scraper using Beautiful Soup or Microsoft Power Automate or whatever you're using. And this is just makes life so much easier. What I like doing, as I mentioned, is I just like coming over here every once in a while and seeing what's trending. So if I see many people using Google Maps scraper, which basically allows you to scrape different businesses in different areas based on criteria. It also gets you like the amount of reviews, their emails, their phone numbers. This is very powerful for prospecting. So basically, if I see a lot of people using a specific actor and I don't understand the reason behind the use of the actor, I try to figure out what is the workflow these people are doing, because if many people are using a certain actor, it must mean it might be relevant, which basically is kind of against my belief that most people, if something is done by the mass or by most of the people, you should probably run away, because I try most of the time to do the opposite of what most people are doing, but I think this might be an exception for the rule. If a lot of people are using a specific actor, and it's obviously relative, not everybody is using Apify and not everybody is scraping stuff, but if a lot of people are scraping using a specific actor, I try to figure out why are they doing so. So what you can do here is basically filter by developers who built the actor and the most popular. So you can see here Instagram profile scraper, Twitter scraper, Facebook page scraper, TikTok scraper. This is a traffic generator, which I believe is like a CTR manipulator. Let's see. Maximize your website performance and visibility with our traffic generator. Drive targeted traffic, simulate page views, and stress test against potential threats. With the power to generate millions of visits, it's the ultimate solution for boosting your performance. Okay, so this is not a CTR manipulator, but based on what they say, it's just a way to stress test your website. So basically, if you have a product launch, what you can do, you can send a ton of traffic to your website and see if it breaks down. I'm assuming there are also other use cases for this, but I'm not quite sure. Initially, I thought it was a CTR manipulator, and if you guys don't know what is a CTR manipulator, it's an automated tool that seeks a specific keyword. Let's say I'm selling e-commerce solutions. So it goes to Google from different IPs. It looks for e-commerce solutions. Then it finds my specific website in Google. It clicks it, and then it's going to simulate as if it is reading pages on the website, going to other pages on the website. And the whole idea behind CTR manipulation is to make Google think that your website is valuable, that people are clicking on your website in the search engine results page, and that people are enjoying your content. So this is why they are not bouncing immediately and they land on your website, on your page, and they actually read through all your stuff. I don't use this because it's a black hat method, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you because I mentioned this, and if some of you don't know what it is worth mentioning, because there is a lot of things that even if you don't do black hat stuff, you can learn from the black hat world, the principles and what they are doing. It just improves your ability to think about the options and also understanding what the competition might be doing and adjusting your operations and initiatives based on your competition. Okay, so we covered Apify. I highly recommend checking out Apify. Most of the stuff in Apify, I hope that I'm pronouncing this right, Apify on API-Fi, whatever, but most of the stuff you can get for free, even only if you use a specific actor for like larger use cases and for more time, you will probably need to pay. But in general, most of it you can get for free. Now for the last tool that I wanted to share with you today, and this is just like the beginning of me using this tool, but I think it is very powerful. It's basically, based on my observation and understanding, it's a substitute for Zapier. It's called N8N. It allows you to build complex automation 10x faster without fighting APIs. So it's basically a no-code tool to connect API endpoints. And you can think of Zapier, Pebbly, whatever, Make probably. What I like about GitHub, about N8N is, first of all, it's an open source project. So you can get all the information in GitHub, as you can see over here. They have this pricing model, but they are also offering a community edition, which basically allows you to self-host N8N and run everything on your backend without paying, so for free. And The installation of N8N is very easy and straightforward. All you have to do is go to your command line, npx N8N. In this case, since I already have this installed, it doesn't install everything, but as you can see here, it is saying that I already have an instance open. So what I have to do, because I already have an instance open, I just need to open this, because running npx N8N also installs N8N, but it also opens N8N. So let's see where exactly. Yes, it is here. So as you can see over here, this is the local implementation of N8N. It's on my local host. And you can see here, what I like about this is you have a ton of templates already good to go and ready to use. So chat with a Google Sheet using AI. Chat with OpenAI Assistant by adding memory. And this is the template. You have more data about the template over here. So this workflow allows you to ask questions about the data in Google Sheet over a chat interface. It uses N8N's built-in chat, but could be modified to work with Slack, Teams, WhatsApp, etc. Behind the scenes, the workflow uses GPT-4, so you need to have an OpenAI API key. They show exactly how it works, and basically what you can do is you can use this template, copy the template to clipboard, and I can add the template over here, and I'm good to go. I already have this ready, and I have this template ready, and I can start automating. Just need to figure out like the API keys, obviously, but this is so convenient and very easy. So we have also the Google Maps scraper. So we have the workflow over here, the information, how to implement, and we can use the template by just copying it here and forwarding it over there. Now let's dive deeper in this, like just to show you an example. So we have the chat trigger. It looks a lot like all the no-code automation tools. So we just add the OpenAI API keys. We have all the conditions over here, all the GET requests. So basically, it's just a wealth of templates that you can use, and afterwards start automating. Let me show you something that I wanted. Let me share with you something that I wanted to show you. Yeah, so you can chat with a database using AI, which is very cool. But there are so many workflows, actually 700 workflows, just ready to go. So sales, let's see the sales. So Google Map Scraper, AI agents that can scrape web pages, send multiple emails in Gmail directly via Google Sheets. So this was cool. Basically, they also have a video for the workflow process. So this is very easy. You just follow the video. Basically, you have a Google spreadsheet, a Google Sheet over here. And you have, look, it's so amazing because you have everything already set up and ready for you. And you can just start deploy. And also you can sell this to clients. So it's very valuable. So we have the subject, we have the title, the status, the date, and the email recipient. And basically, I'm assuming that every time there is a new row added, or based on different frequency, they just automated Gmail to send out the emails based on the content of the template. So this is very cool. Again, I invite you to explore N8N. I'm going to play around with this a lot because I think it complements what I'm doing. I have Microsoft Power Automate for doing what I call offensive automations. and doing stuff which is more customized. By the way, my distinction of offensive and defensive automations is something that I made up, and I think it's pretty good. Once in a while I have an interesting or a good idea. So defensive automation, the stuff that I consider like more streamlining processes. So using Zapier to send invoices to your accountant, or using an automation that scans your emails and tells you if any email is urgent. So this is stuff that I call defensive automation, and stuff that I call offensive automation is, like I showed you before, reach out, looking for people who posted jobs and engaging with them automatically. So liking the recent post, perhaps commenting on the recent post, stuff that is generating revenue. So this is basically how I make the distinction between defensive automation and offensive automation. If it's generating revenue and we're doing mostly outbound, I consider it as an offensive automation. And if it's more like streamlining a process and shaving time from a process, I consider it more as a defensive automation, although the lines are the lines of distinction are kind of fuzzy, but this is just the idea. Anyway, long story short, I believe that N8N can be very, very valuable for you guys, and the fact that it's free to use in the community version is also a big benefit. So RAPIDAPI, Apify, and N8N, we covered all of them today. I guess that's pretty much it. If you have any questions regarding what we discussed today, if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Obviously, if you have criticism or constructive feedback regarding the video today, was it too long, too short, shitty volume, and not enough use cases, whatever you feel like, just share it in the comment section below, because I try to read and respond to all the comments. I obviously try to optimize my videos based on the response and comments, so I highly appreciate any kind of feedback. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you subscribe and like the video, and until next time, keep on automating.